Hi, Lee here with another videos that go over QPR. Tomorrow, I was going to put a Bristol City reaction out, but after seeing everyone's reaction on social media, I didn't necessarily see the point adding fuel to the fire, so to speak. My player ratings weren't pretty. There were a lot of 4s, a couple of 5s, a 6, but it was a poor performance. It was really, really poor performance, and you hope tomorrow, last regular home game of the season, the players will give the fans something to cheer for, hopefully, but you'll never know. I mean, QPR have got nothing to play for. They're 15th in the league. They're just one of them teams that's going to be in the Championship next season. Obviously, they have a point to prove because the manager's fucked off. Wanted the West Brom job, flirted the West Brom job, got his representatives to talk to West Brom, then got his representatives to leak it to the press that he'd been talking to West Brom, to only being told he isn't in the running for the West Brom job, so he looks like a bit of a tit that way. But West Brom have a track record. Apparently they did it with Luke Williams last year. But yeah, I'm surprised Cifuentes isn't getting seriously looked at for that West Brom job, because he's got that Carlos Corbehan type of style about him. I'm not see the obviously link of the both Spanish, but he has. I'm surprised he actually hasn't been put on a shortlist for that. I mean, he is a good coach. Yeah, he did a fantastic job last year at QPR, and he's done okay this season. On QPR's form, they have won 2 of the last 6. They beat Oxford 3-1 at Oxford's ground. They also beat Preston 2-1 away from home. So does that mean they've been better away from home this season than they have at home? Who knows? They have lost the last 2, a convincing 5-0 defeat last weekend against Burnley. They were shocking. You look at the highlights, they were absolutely terrible. As I say, the 15th in the league, the 53 points. Nothing to play for. They have no threat of going down. Obviously, they're not going any higher than that. So they're just building for the next season. But as you say, how well their players turn up with a point to prove just to stick it up to the old manager? You never know. The recent meetings, it was 0-0 at their place. After Joe Bellingham's red card, and if memory serves it correctly, we weren't particularly great that day. Yeah, after Joe's red card, we literally had our backs against the wall for the remainder of the game. Last season's game of light, we drew 0-0. We beat them 3-1 away from home when Jack Colback got sent off in the first half. Jack Clark, Dan Ballard and Abdullah Barr scored for Sunderland. The game that sticks out in my head when we recently played QPR was the 2-2 draw in our first season back in the Championship. Stewart and Sims scored for Sunderland. Then Demi Sieng decided to come up at the end of the pitch and score a last-minute equaliser after Elias Chair scored with about 5 minutes to go. And so I remember them coming out of the ground being flat. It's the first time I've ever seen a goalkeeper score live, and we didn't know how to react, really. Dangerous players, obviously the one that sticks out was Jimmy Dunn. He used to play for Sunderland. He's been converted to a right back this season by QPR, but he's naturally a centre half. Signed on loan for Sunderland in the 18-19 season when we were in League One. Did relatively okay, but he was in that Tom Flanagan, Jack Baldwin mould, so he wasn't really any different to what we had. So Jack Ross ended up going with Tom Flanagan and Alan Ozturk for the remainder of the season after that Doncaster win, after both Jimmy Dunn and Ozturk started after the horrendous 5-4 defeat against Coventry. But he's turned himself into a very, very capable Championship player, Jimmy Dunn. And apparently he's leaving in the summer to go elsewhere. He'll probably get snapped up by somebody else. Will it be Sunderland if we're still in the Championship? I doubt it, but who knows. Their top goal scorer is Michel Frey. He's French, so I'm not going to call him Michael. He's gotten 8 goals this season in 28 games, 20 of them been starts. So he'd be a dangerous threat. Elias Chair, obviously, he's their danger man, has been for years. So he'll always be someone to look out for. And other than that, you've got Jonathan Varane, who's the half-brother of the famous defender Raphael. So you've got, I think he's injured at the minute though, Jonathan Varane. So they are a decent side on paper, but they just got to see what they turn up like. If they turn up like they can't be bothered, hopefully Sunderland get a win. They send the fans happy in the last home game of the season. My side of it, it could be anything. I imagine Ballard and Circle will feature at some part. They were in the training video that got put out yesterday, as was Romain Mundle, but I think Romain Mundle was training separately, so they might leave him for the first leg of the playoffs next Friday. So you never know. You never know what the game's going to be like. I just hope it's a good, convincing win where fans are actually enjoying the game, because you know it's a dead rubber. You know nothing's going to happen. We can't go anywhere. QPR can't go anywhere. So you just hope that the atmosphere isn't flat. how full will the ground be at the end of that game? Sorry, I can't get my words out of it. I'm not going to edit it though, so it doesn't matter. You never know. Will people turn up to the game? Who knows? So just got to wait and see. I think if we get it right, it'll be a 3-0 Sunderland win. But then again, I've predicted Sunderland win for the last 5 games and we haven't. So take no notice of me. Figure out yourself. And the last thing you want to do is to take my word for it, because obviously I know fuck all. Thank you for this season. Hopefully I'll come back next season, hopefully as a Premier League team. I will do a playoff review, but instead of doing 2 games been there, I'll do a full preview of the playoffs, previewing all the teams that are in the playoffs. So we'll have to wait and see on that. I know it's tight at the top end. You've got Bristol City, you've got Coventry, Middlesbrough, Millwall, Blackburn. You've got a lot of teams to still possibly get into the playoffs. And you remember when we, 2 seasons ago, near one backed us to get into the playoffs, and we went and spanked Preston, and then Millwall did us a favour by jacking it in the second half, and Blackburn ended up going beating them, and we ended up sneaking in the playoffs. So you never know what's going to happen. Don't want to make a prediction on that, because obviously I'll have egg on my face. You have Coventry fans jumping on this, you'll have Bristol City fans jumping on this, Middlesbrough fans, God forbid them jump on the video, fucking hell. But yes, thank you for this season. Let's hope we go at the playoffs after a win and just see where we are come the end of May. Whether that's a Premier League team, whether that's a Championship team, who knows. Enjoy your weekend. How are the lads?